So you might be wondering why I'm sitting in front of a doorway, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, so say it's Monday morning, you are heading into the office. Instead of heading straight to the desk after successfully navigating traffic, you head to the break room. And in the break room, you start rummaging around the cabinet spaces looking for something. After you have started rummaging a little bit, you come to the realization that you actually don't even know what you're looking for. But after a couple more seconds, it comes to you. You're looking for some coffee, some creamer. So you get all those things, you get out the door, and you're ready to start your day. And so this is a common situation I would say I found myself in, where I've had some difficulty remembering specifically what I was supposed to do after passing through a doorway. And it's something that you might have experienced too. You might have even said to yourself after getting into a room and not remembering specifically what you needed to do, oh, I must be getting old, or maybe I'm experiencing some form of early onset brain dysfunction. And I wouldn't consider myself an expert by any measure, but I do have some experience in neuroscience from studying it in undergrad. And I would say it's most likely that you aren't experiencing any brain dysfunction. In fact, your brain is working quite normally. And this is supported by research, by psychologists. And so in 2006, psychologists at the University of Notre Dame did a couple of experiments, one of which where they took 49 participants and had them transfer an object. So say something like this, an object in a virtual reality space. The object was moved between two tables. So say from here to here. And so sometimes these tables had a doorway individuals had to pass through, other times they didn't. But when there was a doorway present, psychologists did see that individuals struggled to remember specifically what item they were holding or what item they had put down after passing through the doorway, hence the doorway effect. So why does this happen? Well, there are different theories, but ultimately there isn't anything that's conclusive. The one that is generally accepted is that as someone moves from one location to the next, they're overloaded with all of these different things, all of these new senses and experiences. So say you enter into a room, your brain has to focus on that new information in order to be ready for any type of situation. And so the brain gets overloaded. What usually happens is that your brain has something that's called your working memory. So a place where it stores information temporarily. And as it gets overloaded with other bits and pieces of information, things that you had stored in your working memory start to become a little bit more fuzzy and maybe temporarily forgotten. So say, it's Monday morning again. You're looking forward to your morning coffee. You've headed through that doorway, but say you're also thinking about how your mother's doing, or maybe how you can get that raise, or why your hairline's receding. If you have all those things in mind, it might be a little bit more difficult to immediately head and grab that coffee. So ultimately, now that you know about the doorway effect, and now you know that it is something that is commonly experienced, I would say it's important to give yourself grace. Again, your brain is working for you. It's working just as it should. And unfortunately, there are going to be some situations where you forget. But again, it is important to remember that your brain is doing everything that it needs to prepare you for all of your moments, whatever they may be.